Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Trading Paint. Well, you heard on it. You must have heard about it because you clicked on it. It has Johnny Travolta in it. That's the only reason I'm watching it. 4.8 on IMDb, but only 298 people have reviewed it so far. It also has Shania Twain, Michael Madsen, Barry Corbin, Kevin Dunn, who you'd recognize, but you might not recognize the name, but you'd know him if you saw him. So, I don't know. It's about car racing, obviously. Robbins Racing. And no, it's about car racing and how they overcome obstacle and family and competition. I don't know. IMDb was very vague on what it's about, but that's why I'm here. So I'll get into it real quick here and give you a better idea of really what the synopsis is about, so you don't have to rely on IMDb. I'll tell you if it's any better than a 4.4 and if you should waste your time watching it. So that's why I'm here. So I'll try and be brief, so save you some time, and I'll get into it right now and let you know what I'm thinking. Alright, I'll be back. Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. I know, that's very sorry. I always forget what we're doing here, but we're watching a movie called Trading Paint. We're at the 45-minute mark, exactly, so that's pretty neat. As I mentioned, it's about racing. It's dirt track racing, which is cool. I like these kind of racing movies starring John Travolta. So John Travolta is a race car driver, but he's the father now, like, of the thing. So he owns it. It's like a family-owned or family-raised kind of business where his grandfather did it, his father did it, his uncles, his cousins, whatever. He did it for a long time. He has the most wins ever, but now he kind of like just runs the, I guess, the company, in a sense, or the car or whatever, and his son is his racer initially. Now, they're not rich or anything like that, you know, and they don't have the best car or the best equipment. They just have really good driving skills. Enter Michael Madsen's character, who owns his own racing company and who has money and can get the best cars and the best engines and things like that. And basically he recruits John Travolta's son to come to him, and so that he can race. The little odd thing is Michael Madsen's character is also racing, so the two of them race, you know, in the same races. So it's not like he's just the owner. He's the owner, a racer, and he has John Travolta's son is another racer. So without his son, John Travolta gets back in the car and starts racing, and of course it's you know, a three-person race for the cup or for the championship, where, you know, even Michael Madsen's character tells the son to try and wreck his dad so that they can help win. So you can see that the whole battle's going on, and some more detail, I guess, about it is so his John Travolta's wife died in a car accident that he was driving in. Now he's dating Shania Twain. That's where she enters the picture, that boyfriend and girlfriend, and that kind of thing. So it doesn't have a lot of relevance at this point, but it's in there. And Shania Twain looks good. I didn't realize, you know, like, she's 54, I think, and so doesn't look like a day over 30. I was surprised. I was like, is that Shania Twain? Anyway, so, and, you know, I've seen John Travolta many times. He's pretty good. Michael Madsen's character, he's really good, you know, I like him. Shania Twain isn't bad. The son, I think his name's Cam. I don't know what his real name is, but his acting leaves something to be desired at this point. But other than that, it's an okay story, you know. It's a nice racing story. I probably think this way all the time, like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if you grew up in like a racing family like these people did, and that's what you did for a living. I say that about just anything. You know, do you think these racing guys sit back and they watch TV and they say, man, I wish I grew up as a teacher's son? You think that happens? It probably does. But anyway, that's where we are with this one. So far, pretty good, worth watching. I don't think it's a 4, but, you know, it's an hour and 27 minutes long. I'll get back to it a little bit more. You can kind of guess what's going to happen, but whatever. We'll see where it goes from here. I'll check in at the credits and let you know my final thoughts. Alright. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Trading Paint, and I tell you what, I enjoyed it, you know, and maybe you know, it's more my kind of movie than maybe other people. Like, you know, it's a little, I don't want to say sappy, you know, because it's not like that. But it is, you know, your run-of-the-mill, good family, you know, happy ending kind of movie. Or maybe it's not a good happy ending. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for you. There are some points that I think, you know, while it's fun and I enjoyed it, there are some points that I think they could have improved upon. I told you the John Travolta's wife dies in a car accident. They make that a little bit more relevant, which I thought was good. There's also a scene where the Mustang becomes more relevant. I didn't talk about that, but you'll see it when you watch it. But his best friend, who helps him with the car and everything like that, evidently his name is Stumpy. And great story he has to tell. But they kind of lumped it all together. It was like, next thing you know, okay, oh, and by the way, his name's Stumpy, and here's why. Instead of setting it up, I think they could have gone back and, you know, made it a little bit more obvious. I didn't even realize, you know, like, so he has a prosthetic leg. And so, but they could have shown that a little bit more to make you wonder what happened, instead of just like, oh, and by the way, this guy that you've been watching this whole time, he has a nickname called Stumpy, and here's the story. So, you know, just pieces like that that helps, I think, with the storyline. But the only other criticism too, I told you about all the actors and actresses in this, and I thought, you know, they all did pretty good except for the one guy who plays his son, Cam, and his name is Toby Sebastian. So those of you who do watch what is it, Game of Thrones, he is from Game of Thrones. So I didn't recognize him at all, but you know, I felt his performance left a little, you know, more to, it didn't touch me the way John Travolta did. You know what I mean? So that was one piece of it. But then, kind of in a related way, his wife in this is Rosabell Laurenti Sellers. Maybe you know that name, maybe you don't. I'm watching and I'm like, I know that girl from somewhere. I know that girl. Finally, I had to look it up. And it's from a kids show called Me and Me. I'm not going to go into great detail, but my daughters like to watch Me and Me. And I'm like, oh, there's this girl. How about that? That's pretty neat. And then as I look at her filmography, she was also in Game of Thrones. So 2 actors in this movie from Game of Thrones. And I don't know if you know them or not, but they were in this. She did okay. I mean, she didn't have a big role. But again, the Cam piece was a little bit not great, I didn't think. But everything else I thought was fun. Very predictable, as you can imagine. But, you know, it's a good, feel-good movie about family and, you know, winning races. So, you know, and even, oh, real quick, so there's a piece where Cam has to give a little bit of a speech. Now, obviously, he's a race car driver. He might win once or twice. He's got to give a speech, and that's painful to watch. Like, they could have even wrote a better speech for him. Maybe would have made up for the rest of the movie. But I'm being overly critical on him. Otherwise, decent movie. 6 or 7. Definitely not a 4. I don't understand why it's a 4. It wasn't poorly shot. It was there. You know, it wasn't a lot of poor acting. You know, I liked all the names in it. I thought they did a great job, and I enjoyed it. It was fun for me. So, you know, I'll be review number 299, and I'm gonna try and raise it up a little bit and probably put it in a 7. I know I don't like to give a lot of 7s, but definitely not an 8. And I want to give it more than what other people are saying. I'm rambling on. Anyway, if you check this out, let me know. It's fairly new. Just out there trading paint. Kind of, if you like Days of Thunder, just take out Tom Cruise and put in John Travolta, and I think you'll be all set. And then take out who was the guy? The Princess Bride guy, right? That's who the other guy was. And put in Michael Madsen. I forget. Anyway, if you like Days of Thunder and that kind of racing thing, I mean, it's not Days of Thunder, of course, but same racing premise and fun to watch. So that's it. I'm sorry. If you do check it out, love to hear your comments about the movie. Do we agree? Do we disagree? And, you know, if you want, subscribe to my channel, like my page, all that stuff. And thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.